Welcome back, everybody. I was watching the live event of the Hot Wheels Legends Tour live from Burbank, California, hosted at Jay Leno's Garage. And it's a very cool event. This is the third of the Legends Tour finalists to get their car made into a Hot Wheels. Well, here are the first two finalists. Now, this is the second edition of this one, and this is the 2 Jet Z. And it's copyright 2019, so it was a new model for 2020. And well, the first edition was in silver, and it looked pretty cool, but I love this blue version. And cool little graphics on it, just like an actual jet you would have. And then, well, of course, nice metal chassis, metal body. And, when I first saw it, I didn't think much of it, but now it's actually a very cool little vehicle. And, of course, the second winner has this cool Nash Metropolitan Hot Rod. And there's the chassis there. So, copyright 2020, so this was new for 2021. And I won't tell you the winner, but it's a very cool car. I'm sure everybody's going to love it. And whether you're not a fan of the car itself, you're going to love what they did with it. So anyways, I thought, well, I got some pretty cool Hot Wheels that I've collected over the years, and I absolutely love them. These are some pretty weird and wacky looking cars, but very cool nonetheless, because after all, they are Hot Wheels. Well, I'll show you some packaged cars here, because this is actually a 2003 first edition, and very cool casting to have. And this one was issued in a treasure hunt not too long ago, and very cool there. So the Tuned series actually came out in 2003. Now, of course, they weren't named Tuned, but they were part of the first editions. Very nice. And then 2004, well, they changed the stripe where this is a first edition, 2000 first edition, 25 of 100. And that's very cool to have because it's a tuned version of the very cool Diora 2. And this is 2005 first edition. So they were making lots of cool tuned vehicles and absolutely love them. And then I got a loose one here, Ford F-150. And here we have the chassis, so Ford Lightning and copyright 2002. So this was another first edition for 2003. Very cool, really nice to have. Now, if you find some used one beat up and it still has the engine intact, well, that would make a good engine for customizing. But anyways, it's very cool to have this one as a casting. And then, of course, they made some other cars. And, well, these were all based on real cars, actually. So they're not fantasy castings. But then they had these ones were real swoopy looking body style. And they actually had a car called Swoop Coupe. So anyways, we'll look at the chassis here, and this is the Bedtime, copyright 2003. So it would have been a 2004 first edition. Very cool, gotta love that one. And well, Hot Wheels are great at making cool engines sticking out of the hood or bed or what have you, or even a wagon. And this is another very cool die cast. Now the engine's plastic, seat and handlebars plastic, but the radio flyer wagon itself is metal and a cool metal chassis here. And this is actually an older one, so copyright 1996, and so this would be a 97 edition. So they came up with these wacky ideas. They weren't actually called tuned at this time. But this is a very cool casting, and the handlebar, well, it'll snap in, and it's essentially a steering wheel, or you can just put it down and pull it like a wagon. So very cool there. And then they made some other pretty cool stuff. Let's see, what's the copyright on the bottom here? I'll show you. This is another copyright, 1990. It looks like 6. And another, well, outrageous, plausible vehicle. You know, you got your regular suspension and then the body, well, an airplane. And then an old-time radial engine. I mean, that'd be pretty wild to drive, but very cool. Satin black, nice paint scheme on it. And then I got a yellow version. And that's very cool. So you gotta love these. Now, let's see, hold it to your bottom lip. No, that's plastic there, but metal body. Overall, very nice. So those are cool to have. And then here we go. This is the smallest Hot Wheels that they made. And the casting is copyright 97. So this would be new for 98, the 30th anniversary of Hot Wheels. And you see they introduced some little tiny wheels on it. Well, now they can use the little tiny wheels for these other pretty crazy customs here. Now this somebody could actually do easy enough, and I think the reason why they came up with this because there were some guys doing some pretty wacky builds. Just very cool. This casting is gotta remember, passenger side, flip it over and you can usually see the name. So this is the 57 Roadster, copyright 2001. This is the first edition, and this is so cool. Metal chassis, metal body, and then just absolutely cool. Nice details, tampos. And then of course they issued several other versions, and this is another very nice looking version of it. I mean, how can you not love those? And then, well, another 57, and there was another set. Well, those were ones with long back ends. I have another one, or a couple more with big front ends, little back ends, but they look kind of weird. But this is kind of really funny. So there was a series of cars that came out called Fat, and they were flat and wide. And so I guess Hot Wheels thought, yeah, we can do that too. I mean, this is totally wacky, totally crazy, but very cool. Metal chassis, metal body. And there's no copyright date, but that was back in the early 2000s. And then some other really cool ones. These are just so fun to have. And I forget, there might be like 8 different cars. And these are the ones that have loose. Well, this is based roughly on, well, loosely on a 34 Ford maybe. And then the metal engine. Very nice. And they had metal chassis, metal bodies. And then these big white tires on it. That's so cool. With the fins on the back, it almost looks like it's supposed to be a Batmobile maybe, but it's a hot rod. And then of course we have a Corvette. And you see the copyright there is, you know, they're all copyright 2005. Oh, well, 2004, it's a 2005 Corvette. And so how cool is that? But of course, very cool here, Don Prudhomme, the snake. Absolutely love it. Metal engine sticking through the hood, metal body, metal chassis again. Look at these crazy exhaust pipes. It's got wheelie bars on the back. Very cool. Beautiful tampos. So you do a wheelie. Wah. So I thought I'd show you these. Hope you enjoy these because they're pretty cool. If you're not into fantasy castings, you might be into tuned vehicles or, you know, caricatures of very cool cars. So thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't watched the, you know, Hot Wheels Legends Tour, I definitely recommend it. And thank you very much again. I'll catch you on the next one.